I started to look at myself and see that I was different. I had bad skin and I accounted this to the fact that I was sick. Now I considered myself sick, broken and damaged. All the love, care and support that I was given previously, now I saw it as pretense and pity. I started to exclude myself and see myself as if I did not matter. I grew an anger in my life that affected my social life. I was angry at the virus and why it chose me. Of all people, why me? Why did it have to come to me? I hated my parents. I hated them for giving me this virus. I could not stop hating my skin, my face and everything. I stopped taking my medication because I no longer saw the purpose to live if I did not exist. Meanwhile, when I went through this, no one knew about it. The fact that I was at school, my aunt did not know about it and I had no close friends, so I disclosed to myself and kept everything to me. I thought that no one would believe me or understand and that I would seem ungrateful, and perhaps I was ungrateful because my people loved me and cared for me regardless, but I was suffering inside of me. I was different and I couldn't stop feeling like that. And the last thing I wanted was to cause them pain and worry and discomfort, so I kept quiet and suffered in silence. I wanted to die in silence. My viral load increased. I got a cough that lasted for more than 2 years. Everyone now started wondering what was wrong with me and this cough that doesn't seem to go. This was between 2011 and 2016. Medication ceased to make any sense to me. It was like a by the way. Sometimes I swallowed, sometimes I didn't. And around 2015, 2016, I abandoned it completely. I stopped taking it because to me it was meaningless. I used to go to the hospitals and get the drugs and keep them in the tins, and sometimes I threw them in the toilet. And sometimes I left them and they got expired from the tins. And when I went to the hospitals and doctors asked me to produce my medicine to see if I was swallowing them, I used to produce tins that had very few of them. And I would show them that and then they would be convinced that I'm taking the meds. But honestly, I used to throw them in the toilets and only bring bottles or tins from the previous visit.
Panthera tigris. What language is that? Language? Greek. Yeah, that could be Greek. I wonder why we name things in Greek.
I did try to disclose at some point. I tried to tell people that were outside my family. And one of the persons that I told was my best friend, James. And when I told him, his opinion really mattered because I remember studying his face to see his reaction when I told him that I'm HIV positive. I wanted to see how he reacts to it and how he's going to treat me. But to my surprise, it's like I didn't tell him because he didn't react at all. It's like he either didn't understand what HIV was or something else, because the way he treated me afterwards did not change from the way he treated me before I told him. It was the same. And this was later going to become one of my wake-up calls, or one of the things that pulled me back to the right path. Because I remember when I was told that, when my doctors later on discovered that I wasn't taking medication through the blood samples that they were taking periodically, they told me that I had dropped from the first line of treatment to the second line, and they explained to me what that means in terms of my future. And one of the things that pulled me back from that was how James reacted to me when I told him that I am HIV positive.
Hello.
Okay. Hi, James.
Hello, Mark. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm good.
How is your day going?
Quite busy, but I think I could pick your call or is.
Do you remember when I told you that I was HIV positive?
Yes, I remember it was around S1, I think.
Yeah?
Yes, it was in S1 first term at Wusha Hostel.
Okay.
Yes, at Mengo.
Could you have guessed before I told you?
No, I couldn't.
What was your reaction after I told you?
Since I was partly educated about it, that it couldn't spread through contact, through something like through the daily life. So I was less inquisitive to be like, oh, maybe I should push this person away, like to do something cynical, maybe. I was fine with it.
Okay.
Yes, it was because I was educated that maybe I didn't react in the way I did.
How has life been like? Being friends with me, and I have the virus.
I think we connected more through the heart and everything than your status, because I took it less about your status than what we are getting through friendship and everything.
Do you think I'm an amazing person, or has HIV been like a hindrance to my character?
I think it hasn't affected you and me with the life we've had, because I accepted you and so you did.
Yeah.
So we've just had an amazing life, yes.
Okay, thank you for being a good friend.
You're welcome. You've also been a good friend.
Okay.
Yes.